Welcome back to another day on the Lorcana pixelborn client. Today, we're running a Sapphire and Amethyst mid-range deck. The goal with this deck is to get early card advantage, quick quests, and have a strong mid-game that closes quickly. The mulligan is very important. We want to try and secure one of our 1-drops. With 4 copies of both Befuddle and Pawpsicle, our odds of getting one of them is pretty good. Pawpsicle allows us to start thinning our deck early while setting up for a Hiram later down the line, while Befuddle is great for keeping our opponent delayed by a turn or two. Our next goal is to secure a 2-drop in either Gramma Tala Storyteller or Duke Weaselton Small-Time Crook. Tala is one of 3 cards that helps us to ramp, with Bell Strange But Special and Fishbone Quill being the other 2. Depending on what's going on in the opening hand, we either want to focus on quick ramp or quick quests to apply pressure to our opponent. Either way, we will take control of the board with our Madam Mim Fox, Jetsam, Ursula's Spy, and Madam Mim, rival of Merlin. These characters apply pressure to the board to stop our opponent from freely questing and stopping any opposing evasive characters thanks to Jetsam. Merlin Rabbit and Hiram Flaversham Toymaker are our card draw for the deck, and we will draw into threats and ramp quickly with these cards. From here we jump into Aurora Dreaming Guardian, Cogsworth Grandfather Clock, Gaston Intellectual Powerhouse, and Hades Infernal Schemer. Aurora and Cogsworth provide protection to our board as we begin to quest for victory, while Gaston nets us card advantage, a big body, and a heavy quester. He's incredibly versatile. And Hades of course comes down to remove threats. A well-timed Hades can be the difference between victory and defeat. But that's the deck. Let's jump in and see if we can't win a few. Oh boy. I'm going against some big hitters today. Oh, and second, not so good. But I did get my 1-drop and a Flaversham to boot. Okay, it's pretty expensive. Cogsworth actually is not great in this matchup. Don't need 2 Flavershams. I need some early pressure. Alright. Well, Jetsam does take out the minis. There we go. I got a little bit of a curve. Dragon gone. Nice. Okay, there's a little bit of ramp as well if we need it. This is tough. This is a tough first play, but I think we have to get rid of the goat. I need to be able to get more ramp, more card draw. Aurora, kind of iffy. This is really good against steel decks, but Ruby not so much. That Be Prepared is just too brutal. There's an evasive character, so opponent is flaunting that they're going to be evasive. Only got 3 toughness on ya. Ooh, my turn 3 just started looking pretty good. I need to get out and ahead of my opponent ASAP. I got some card draw, I got some ramp. The problem is it's all in my hand. So the ramp is very difficult to do, because it requires me to give up more of my card draw or the last of my ramp. And I just got a feeling in the pit of my stomach, this Jetsam is going to actually be important. Especially when they play Surfer Mini right here. Okay, not a Surfer Mini. Good. I can relax a little bit. They're debating on questing. They are worried about the Gramma Tala. Does that mean I should go for the ramp? I probably should go for the ramp. I need to get ahead of my opponent. You're interesting, but I don't think I want you. And curiously enough, do I get rid of the rabbit here? I think I do. Alright. Just took a big lead on my opponent. Now I just need to be able to take advantage of it. Now I could jump up to 7. ink here. So that's a Flaversham and a Friends. That draws me 4 cards. So that's plenty to actually have inked. So I've got my ramp, I'm going into my card draw, and hopefully I'll be getting into my things to deal with the board. Hades, Gastons are big. Alright, it is time to deal with some stuff. This is the turn of card draw. Ooh, double bell. Ooh, double bell. Am I gonna get there in time? Draw some more cards. I mean, I could get both bells down next turn, and then the following turn they're questing. Is it fast enough? I mean, they go to 5 here, they come down, then they go to 6, they quest, they go to 7, we get the board wipe, so I'm only gonna squeeze out a few points of... I mean, it's half the total to win. Problem is their board. They're going to be about halfway to victory as well. Aurora is almost nice if it wasn't for the be prepared. What are you thinking, opponent? Gonna kill your own Maleficent just to get 2 points of damage on Flaversham? Weird. Did you think you could attack Flaversham? I think they thought they could attack Flaversham. Bounce goat. Okay. All right, we're kind of in the same position here. And I think we just go for it here. Ink the Mim. That way the bells are guaranteed active. And then I can trash the Fishbone for some more cards now that I no longer technically need ink. Ink another Flaversham? No. I think the Fox is going to take out my Flaversham, and I could technically draw an item. It's not very likely, but I could draw an item. Maybe I should have inked it. Then I'd have enough to play Hades and a Let It Go to deal with 2 threats. Keep my bells alive. Doing damage to Bell, but is that going to be enough? Do you have a third one? They might. They might just have a third one. But then they're offering a trade on that Flaversham for the Mim. There's the ink. So we're coming up on the board wipe. It's definitely going to happen. And they should attack. They don't know that I don't have an item. If they risk it and I were to draw more cards off of it, that would be devastating for them. So they should definitely still attack the Flaversham. See? That's what I'm talking about. Goat's really nice. Flaversham, let's draw some more cards. Ooh, that's really nice. Can I still ink? I don't think I can. But bouncing a bell back to hand to survive the board wipe? You know, it appears I can still ink thanks to Bell. Oh, what do I give up? I can't play another Bell though, because then I don't get the board wipe. If I just leave it as is though, the goat just... It's not even a trade, the goat just takes it out. Oh, that's tough. That is a tough decision. I think I do bounce it. I think it does get bounced just in case. I could technically, you know, assuming my opponent has bad draws, I could have won the game a lot faster. But if we're going smart, I'm now going to only commit one bell to the board at a time and force them to deal with them in succession. There's a target for my Hades. I do got enough to still play Hades and a bell. Do I commit that much to the board though, or do I just let it go on Ursula? I think we let it go. Let it go and bell. That way I'm not overcommitting to the board for the board wipe. Okay, I'm not threatening lethal yet, but could still technically top deck a goat. Alright, opponent, how much removal do you have? Are you going to run an Elsa so you can throw your goat at Bell? What will you do? I know, it's this late in the game and you're like, oh, these cards are not perfect for this position. I get it. I feel that. Is that Flaversham gone? Okay. You've just left the door open for me to potentially just draw more cards. If I don't draw an item, I will attack Maui with Hiram, though. I don't want him bouncing Maui back to hand. Getting more value out of him. Quest from the opponent. Alright, they don't got it, so I'm definitely attacking here, I think. Alright, so it's not lethal either way, and they could have a fox. But if I take out the goat now, I am forcing them to have it. Alright, we're getting into a precarious little situation for my opponent. We're about to start playing a game of kill my thing or lose the game. That's my favorite game to play when I'm the one in the hot seat. My least favorite game to play, though, when I'm on the defense. Quest and board wipe. Finally got it from him. That's not a board wipe. I think they can still ink this turn, though, so it's still on the table. Yeah, Tremaine's not going to cut it, because I'll just sack the Hades. Yeah, they're taking a long time. Did we get there? Did our sneaky Bell gameplay do it? Alright, well, the Fox does buy them another turn. Hades is still going to be tricky. The Fox has to attack Bell. I considered playing Cogsworth just for the resist to make that unlikely, but I didn't want to get absolutely blown out by the board wipe. Don't forget to ink. There it is. Ooh, Duke Weaselton. Okay, so you're a ward character, but I'm not safe from Snake attacking, Fox attacking, and Lady Tremaine taking out Cogsworth. So I do need a second character. I am opening myself up for the board wipe, which we've been playing around this entire game. Let's just hope this wasn't the mistake. I just have this feeling that Lady Tremaine is the card that they're working with right now. So this way it's both the Madam Mims take out the Hades. Okay, Maleficent Dragon, even better. Can't target Cogsworth or Duke Weaselton. And I think that's game over. Nothing my opponent can do from that point forward. They just don't have enough ink to play anything. Nothing to attack. Can't quest high enough. And my guys have ward even if they could play a thing. I give my opponent the well played because this was intense. This was a fun back and forth. Enjoyed this a lot. There goes the Mim. And we shall win with a weasel! Yeah, here we go. Is this gonna be a Flaversham control deck? Probably. Alright, well, we're just gonna beat him up. We're just gonna beat him up. Let's see if I can't get some 1-drops. Come on, Pawpsicle. Pawpsicle, yeah, there we go. 2 1-drops, that's what I'm talking about. Maui down, that was easy. Easiest Maui I've ever seen. Oh, and I got Flaversham too. Holy smokes. Holy smokes, what do I play? What do I play? Oh, I want I want to play them all. I think we're going to give up the friends just because I already have card draw here. All right, opponent. I see your Pawpsicle. I would like to raise you another Pawpsicle, but I think we're going to play the Duke. Should I play the mirror match? Nah, we should probably just get ahead of them. I could play them. See, I could play the mirror match, opponent, but I'm just gonna get ahead of you. Nothing for Mim to really go after, so my turn 3 is probably gonna be another Pawpsicle and a Duke. All right, opponent's gonna get ahead of me. They are ramping faster than I am. I didn't get my ramp pieces. Okay, there's a quest. That's fine. My quest is better than yours. All right, let's start with the Pawpsicle. In case I get... Oh, there's a ramp piece right there. Ooh, that is tough because that is a ramp piece right there. But I think we're going to give up a goat. Go for another Weaselton. Weaselton. Got a Noi. Nice. Opponent is still ramping. And then there's that. Will they Fishbone? Are they going to take themselves down to 1 card? I didn't think so. Alright, I can't target Noi with my Befuddle. So I'm probably going to just put Befuddle away. We're going to see a Be Prepared for my opponent right here. Just watch. So if that's the case, do I go Hiram and get my advantage now, or do I wait for after? I think I wait for after. I think I'm actually going to go Fox here and bounce back one of my characters. Fox will take out the Noi, or I could just slam a Goat. Goat is also big, but then I'm losing 3 cards. Nah, let's only lose the 2 cards here. Bounce back the damaged one. Fast turn. They ramped hard. They must have a Be Prepared. They don't got a good way to recover for their hand. Scar, okay. Not worried about a Scar. Glad we played it that way. Now I think a Be Prepared on their Scar is not a bad deal. So I'm going to start with the Flaversham. Nice. Really struggled to ramp this game, but, you know, at the end of the day, I think we're fine. Aurora, not very good in this matchup, I think. They can run Hades and the Let It Goes, but I think it's the board wipe that's really going to be the issue. And Lady Tremaine is also makes me choose. So yeah, I think Aurora is actually the target here. And it's a little sad. Really like my Aurora, but, you know, play it the way it is. Hades on the Flaversham. Okay, no board wipe for my opponent. Alright, I think that's pretty straightforward. And I think we're going to see a Lady Tremaine. Because why would my opponent have not top decked it, you know? Like, obviously they top decked it. Good choice. Fishbone for a bell. Not bad, but I am going to absolutely obliterate that bell right here. Alright, opponent's in a very sticky situation now. I don't need to ramp anymore. Queen. Well, we're not going to see attacks from the opponent. We're going to see a quest for sure, though. Alright, opponent is taking the lead. But not for long. Gotta be careful of the board wipe. Ooh. Tough, because Bell is a finisher. Let's do it. It does threaten lethal, they just don't know it yet. Threatens lethal because of Merlin. Good old goat boy. Oh, of course. Top decks are strong with my opponent. Ooh, was that a new sound effect? I don't remember there being like a fireball sound effect. Yep, keep questing, opponent. I would love to play Fox, bounce Hades, take out Maleficent that way, but it's just not gonna happen, methinks. I think we're just holding strong here. I play a goat, I go to 15, and then I get board wipe, go to 16. I don't like that. I'd rather force the board wipe on the Hades and then have the goat with the Madam Mim bounce for a multiple lore. If it gets that far. Okay, no board wipes from the opponent. Interesting. As opposed to hitting the one that already has damage, I suppose. Let's ink you. And let's get rid of the Judy Hops. Let's turn the race off. Alright, I have victory in my hands right here. All depends on what they drew. If I get to get my victory straight away. No straightaway victory. Then again, another goat. Oh. Well. No, because it's going to have... what do you call it in this game? Wet ink? Summoning sickness sounds better. Alright, well, let's put my opponent in the position where they know, hey, the game is over because there's literally nothing they can do about the goat. Because he leaves the battlefield. So it doesn't matter how you take him out. And victory. Okay. My favorite opponent to play against. Amethyst Ruby. Okay. Opponent's likely not very aggressive in the early game, but they will likely have a 1-drop. So the Befuddle's actually looking pretty good. Ramp's looking good. Card draw's good. The rest is just kind of filler. I'll keep the Jetsam. We'll see if I have to throw myself off here for staying on curve. Inks an Olaf, plays an Olaf. The downside here is if I spend my turn bouncing, which I don't have to now thanks to the opponent. If I spent my turn bouncing, then I'm setting them up for replaying the 1-drop and getting Fox on the following turn. All right, go. You're great. You're just way too early. And Jetsam's here specifically for their mini surfers. So we'll see if we get around to it. Okay, still nothing from the opponent. At this point, I don't think Befuddle's doing anything. Not my favorite card to have to ink, but I think the card draw is going to be important for continuing the ramp. And of course, the other two are just naturally important. There it is. There's the Minnie Mouse. I will just go ahead and Slam it. Yeah, just slam it. Having 2 could be nice. It's possible I should have just Fishbone so they couldn't see that I got rid of a fox there. Now the downside with the ramp deck is I have depleted my resources quite considerably compared to my opponent's hand. Even if I exchange both my cards straight away, I only have 4 cards in hand. And it costs my whole turn. And now the Jetsam makes it so Minnie Mouse isn't doing anything until they find a way to deal with it. And just like that, back in the game. Still haven't inked. Ooh, and not going to ink, it looks like. Let's do the Fishbone. And I think we're actually going to get rid of a rabbit, I hate to say. And we're going to do that because Fox takes out Goat. Alright, that was a pretty solid turn from us. Let's see if we'll be able to capitalize on it. Look at that. Jetsam actively keeping Minnie Mouse out of this game. Alright, Minnie Mouse is going to trade. Hey, that's what Jetsam's for. It's taking that out. Alright, so opponent going to remember to ink. They remember to quest. There's the ink. You got a snake? They got a snake. On the Goat, of course. Alright, tell you what, I don't need another one. And they don't need to see that I'm getting rid of that. I'm thinking quest with both. Madam Mim, Duke back to hand, replay Duke. Just to have some tricky plays. I know I still had a regular ink that I could have done there, but not going to. Cogsworth, not the greatest in this particular matchup, but he does have Ward, which occasionally can be useful. Most of their stuff is non-targeting though. Be Prepared, Lady Tremaine. Yzma's targeting though. Finally tired of my free quests. Alright, I need a way to draw some cards. Flaversham off the top, please. Pinocchio. Okay, so we're just trading. That tells me they likely don't have a board wipe. Interesting. Right, so if Duke quests, he's pretty much dead to counterattack no matter what. Unless I play Cogsworth, but then I'm not taking out Madam Mim, in which case he's dead to combat. Hades is the only way I can save Duke to have the chance. Could go up to 10 ink, but then I don't have 2 cards to play. And I'm not a huge fan of giving up Hades for a 2-drop Madam Mim Snake. If I'm being totally honest here. I think I'm playing Madam Mim. And holding off. Yes, the tricky, weird Madam Mim. Who knows what I'm just going to throw on the battlefield and attack with. Has to be 4 drops or lower though, so opponent doesn't know that I don't have that. We are actively making them play around it. Ursula, there's a Hades target. That's what we were looking for. No hesitation there. Yeah, let's draw some cards. Trading you for 2 right away. There's a bell that I really can't do much with. Let's ink the Cogsworth. Doesn't really matter. He doesn't do anything. And then he dies right here. Okay. Didn't draw the Flaversham I was hoping for. I do expect the Madam Mim to take out My Weasel. They're looking for damage on Merlin. Do you have a teeth? Maui. Awesome. Opponent has all of the answers. You love to see it. For them. Alright, so I let it go on the Maui. And Hades takes out, you know, anything really. So if I heal with the Pawpsicle, they do have to send multiple things. So the Maui's about to disappear. They're going to need a Maui in hand to actively deal with him. There's a lot of other options. That they just could have. But that's the way we're going to play it. Wouldn't be surprised to see the rabbit attack in for the card draw. Looks like Goat's definitely going for it though. And then they can trade the Pinocchio and keep the rabbit. Did you just happen to draw some Mims to bounce your rabbit with? Or did you already have it? Oh, it's a Lady Tremaine, of course. I mean, our opponent does have everything, so. Alright, that's where the race gets tricky. That Befuddle actively does nothing. Alright, we're in top deck. We're in top deck mode. The game is looking like it's probably over. Oh, especially if I'm just going to draw Gramma Talas at this point. Opponent gets to just sit back, relax, build up their hand, have a good time. As I actively have to play all my trash things off the top of the deck. Oh no! Well, it was a good game until just now. Oh, opponent is popping off. There's not a thing in my deck that can fix this for us. Not a thing. Literally nothing. Just quest, opponent. You have this game in the bag. Just quest. Don't waste your time attacking. That's a big mistake. And that's it. No way. Like, I wasn't recovering before. I'm not recovering now. Okay. Steal Amethyst. Hey, I gotta go first. Absolutely wild. Oh, I do not need all the Flavershams. Holy smokes. Be gone. Be gone. Be gone. Be gone. Be gone. Can I get an item? Can I get a Pawpsicle? Wow. That's a lot of Befuddles. I don't think my opponent is exactly going to be aggro, so this is going to be very annoying. And I'm going first, so they're way less effective. See, it's better if they go first, ink, play a 1-drop, then I ink, bounce it back to their hand. It's much more effective that way. Me going first, though, these are actually kind of bad. I got the 1-drops I was looking for, but I didn't get the 1-drop I was looking for. Okay. Opponent sent a timely greeting to try to distract me. But I shall not be distracted by you! Good Kuja? I think is how your name is said. Ah, now it's your turn. I shall distract you! Greetings. Distraction initiated. Ha! Now it's your turn to misplay. Huntsman. Ooh, do I just ramp here? Technically have an item for Flaversham. I think I'm going to develop and bounce his character back and slow him down a bit. Looking at my hand, it looks like we're going to be playing Fishbone, ramping with Hades, and then using Flaversham to turn Fishbone into some card advantage. Or I could just draw some card advantage. If that's what I play, that's all I play this turn. I think we're still on this game plan. Now I'm ramping ahead, and I have stuff that's questing for a decent chunk. An opponent only has a spellbook in play, which does cost ink to utilize every turn. It's a little bit of a handicap. Alright, Fishbone's gone, so Flaversham's not as strong. It's okay, it likely wasn't going to be very strong. It was going to be card draw pretty quickly. Alright, let's draw some cards. Oh, there's the Pawpsicle. And an Inkable. And I will continue to keep moving forward. I know Benja's going to attack. We're working on something here. We're trying to just get way ahead of our opponent. But we're going to lose the Duke. The good news is we're going to have another Duke here in a minute. Our opponent is playing some pretty aggressive colors, so it's going to be a little tight. We're going to start with the Flaversham here. Okay. Not bad. I could get this down and make it take some stuff out. Definitely still inking something, though. And we'll get a Duke back down in play. Keep the quests going. Opponent can quest for 4 here. We'll see how much my opponent wants to race. Merlin, the one we don't see very often. Whenever one of your other characters return from your hand, or to your hand from play, sorry, this character gains a lore. So they're expecting to bounce. And they're racing. Okay, so they're going for the race. Befuddle does nothing. So the question is, and their race is looking like it's going to be pretty good. I think we're still singing here. Okay, not bad. I think we're getting rid of this Merlin. The alternative, right, because if they start bouncing stuff back to their hand, it's going to be 1 bounce, right? It's going to be Merlin back to hand. So it's going to quest for 1. It's going to get 1 for going back. Merlin's going to get an extra 1, so that's an additional 2. Benja gets 2, that's 6. Spellbook, that's 7. So they're going to go up to 14 and possibly replay the goat. So maybe even up to 15. I'm only going up to 11 here. I think I need to get rid of the Merlin. I'm not super excited about that. So now they still get 4 here. 5 from Bouncing Goat. 6 to replay it. Alright, that just took 2 lore off their board. I like it. And that opens them up for a Gramma Tala. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Benja actually be the thing that gets bounced here. Pinocchio. Goat. Alright, Benja's dead. That turns off some power on their side. Oh, let's see. I can go to 8. It's not enough to double play anything, unfortunately. We are in trouble. Oh no, not an Arthur. Uh-oh. I think the game just ended. I don't have a way to deal with a massive board. Not in these colors. Opponent's wise to see that. Alright, double goat attacks. Alright, how much do they quest for here? We get rid of Pinocchio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they just have victory. I have nothing with rush. Yep, good job, opponent. Well played.